Just a short drive for Carolina fans. Need a tune-up? Welcome to the Meineke Car Care Bowl preview. Wow, say that 5 times fast. I'm Shehadi. Butch Davis knows how to win, and that was true when he returned a proud Miami team to relevance. But what about when he took over UNC in 2006? Well, it took a few years, but the usual basketball-powered school is going to a bowl game for the first time since 2004 after Davis helped make them competitive in the ACC. Some fans may be disappointed after the Heels lost 2 of 3 conference games down the stretch when a trip to the Orange Bowl was in sight, but an 8-4 season at Carolina is nothing to be ashamed of. And if Butch sticks around for the long term, look for UNC to compete in the ACC on a yearly basis. We'll see what Dennis has to say about that in a minute. But if Carolina wants to end on a high note, it's expecting big things out of the team's first ever 1,000-yard receiver, Hakeem Nicks. The junior also had 9 touchdown catches to tie a school single-season record. And on the other side, the Mountaineers come to town. And what a difference a year makes after West Virginia fell to Pitt in a backyard brawl to end the 2007 regular season. Rich Rodriguez left, and interim coach Bill Stewart had a 1-game audition against Oklahoma in the Fiesta Bowl, and he passed. After that big win, he was given the job, and all the expectations that came with a senior-heavy roster preseason number 8 ranking. 4 losses later, Stewart is on the hot seat already. One of the reasons the Mountaineers were supposed to do so well was the return of quarterback Pat White. He held up his end of the bargain. He threw for over 1,500 yards and ran for 919. The junior was responsible for 26 total touchdowns, 18 on the ground, the rest in the air. White set 16 school, conference, and NCAA records in his career. The fans can't be disappointed from that kind of play under center, that is for sure. We bring in Dennis Dodd, now our college football columnist. Dennis, sticking with the Mountaineers, you just heard the numbers that Pat White put up this year. The Big East seemed ripe for the picking. What happened with Bill Stewart in his first year at the helm?
Well, this could have been such a much more better season for West Virginia. You know, Lauren, I think you or I could have coached this team to 10 wins, but you know, they coughed one up early against Colorado. They lost a game that looks really bad now at East Carolina, considering the fact that East Carolina did win its conference, but didn't go, didn't really run the table like they were supposed to down the stretch. So that was a bad loss, I thought. And to finish 8-4, you're right. Bill Stewart's on the hot seat. Rich Rodriguez, I think, would have won the Big East with this team, but that's water under the bridge. Right now, Pat White is still the guy, still the go-to guy at quarterback, probably the best running quarterback in the nation, and statistically, the best running quarterback of all time. If they spy too much on him, talking about Carolina, Noel Devine, the little 5'7" tailback, is their best home run hitter. The problem is, I think North Carolina at home, basically a home game, will probably load the box much like Pittsburgh did last year at the end of the season, 8 or 9 in the box, and dare West Virginia to throw. They're not comfortable doing that, and I think North Carolina is a team that can take these guys out.
Well, perhaps it's not just a basketball school anymore. On the other side, Butch Davis in year 2 has done what UNC hoped for, a turnaround for their football program, like I said, which included a top 25 ranking earlier this season. He helped get this team to 8 wins through plenty of injury problems, Dennis.
Yeah, a lot of injury problems. If you look at the stats, Carolina isn't really good in any one area. It kind of reminds you of when he was at Miami with those early teams affected by probation. They won a lot of games they shouldn't have. And you mentioned the streak they had gone on to get to 8 wins. But the injuries, eventually showed up. Carolina beat 3 ranked teams, UConn, Boston College, and Georgia Tech, by an average of 23 points. But then an embarrassing 31-point home loss to North Carolina State has people wondering which way the Heels are headed, going into this bowl game.
Well, Dennis, you've got star power in Pat White, Hakeem Nicks. How does this one pan out in Charlotte?
Well, I think just like I said, I think they load the box against West Virginia. North Carolina defensively, North Carolina has better special teams, and I think they win this one by at least 10 because West Virginia, doesn't adjust well when the teams load up on them in the box. I'm surprised teams didn't do more of that this season.
Dennis Dodd, our college football columnist on everything college football. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lauren.
And for more on college football, CBSSports.com. Check it out. Lauren Shehadi. See you later.